The war in West Asia has now entered its 11th day, and the conflict is spreading across multiple front lines in the region. Fighting continues between Iran against Israel and US as missile strikes, drone attacks and air raids intensify. Let's begin from the battleground first. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, has claimed responsibility for a missile strike on an American base in Iraq. In a statement, the IRGC said that it fired 5 missiles at the Al-Harir air base in Iraq's Kurdistan region. This base is used by American forces operating in the region. Israel has carried out fresh airstrikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. The Lebanese state media has reported that air raids by the Israeli Defense Forces hit multiple towns in southern and eastern Lebanon, including areas in the Bekaa Valley. Tensions are also rising along the Syria-Lebanon border. The Syrian government has claimed that Hezbollah fighters fired artillery shells into its territory. According to the Syrian state media, shells fired from Lebanon landed near the town of Serghaya, which is, remember, located just west of Damascus. The Syrian army officials have warned that they will not tolerate any aggression on their territory. As this war spreads across borders, the Gulf region is also coming under direct fire. Loud explosions have been reported in Doha. Qatar's defense ministry says its air defense systems have intercepted fresh missile and drone attacks launched from Iran. They've also accused Iran of attacking civilians. So far, 17 ballistic missiles and 6 drones have been shot down over Qatari skies. The interceptions came just moments after Qatar's foreign ministry issued a sharp statement. The ministry said that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian had apologized for the strikes targeting the Gulf countries, but that apology has not translated into action. The United Arab Emirates has strongly condemned what it calls a terrorist drone attack targeting its consulate in Erbil, which is the capital of Iraq's autonomous Kurdistan region. Iran, meanwhile, has been intensifying its missile campaign against Israel. Reports from Israel suggest that a second person has died following Iran's cluster missile strike in the city of Or-Yehud. This attack involved a ballistic missile equipped with a cluster bomb munition. Iran is now changing the rules of the missile war. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard has declared that future strikes will use monster missiles or warheads weighing at least 1 ton, designed to overwhelm Israel's air defense systems. Tehran also claims that it has launched 10 Khyber Shekan missiles toward Tel Aviv, as well as towards the American 5th Fleet base in Bahrain. Israel has responded with a warning that its military operations against Iran will continue to intensify until the yoke of tyranny is rooted out. As this war escalates, the human cost is also rising rapidly across the region. In Iran, at least 1,345 people have been killed and more than 10,000 have been injured. On the other hand, in Israel, 16 people have been killed with 164 others injured. In Lebanon, meanwhile, 486 people have been killed and over 1,300 have been injured in the fighting. Among American forces, 7 personnel have been killed and 5 others have been injured. These figures continue to rise as the conflict spreads across multiple countries. The escalation has been raising concerns about the strain on military resources as well. According to American officials, the Pentagon used up nearly $5.6 billion worth of munitions in just the first 2 days of its military assault on Iran. This figure has sparked concerns in the U.S. Congress about how quickly America is burning through some of its most advanced weapon stockpiles. In response to this escalating war, the United States is also redeploying critical missile defense systems. Reports suggest that part of the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, or THAAD, which is currently deployed in South Korea, is now being moved to West Asia. Political signals from both sides remain contradictory. Donald Trump has claimed that U.S. military operations against Iran could end soon, but he did not provide a specific timeline. Iran has quickly cast doubt on this particular claim. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says that Tehran will continue fighting for as long as necessary. As missiles continue to fly and new fronts open up across the region, the war is not just a military conflict anymore. The Strait of Hormuz, which is one of the world's most critical energy choke points, is now emerging as a major flashpoint. With crude oil prices surging, a level the world has not seen since 2022. Amid the war in West Asia, South Asian countries are now racing to control fuel consumption and prevent shortages from spiraling into a full-blown energy crisis. In Pakistan, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has announced multiple austerity measures aimed at conserving fuel and stabilizing supplies. Barring those in banks, government offices will now operate only 4 days a week, while non-essential departments will send half their staff to work remotely. Authorities have ordered schools across the country to shut down as well for 2 weeks. Universities and higher education institutions have also moved to online classes now as part of the effort to cut fuel usage and reduce travel.
As soon as the school closures were announced, the entire market emptied out. This is a bookshop, uniform shops, all empty. They've collected the fees, but now the schools are closed.
Now, these emergency steps come just days after Pakistan announced a 55 rupee increase in fuel prices, the largest single hike in the country's history. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, authorities have started reviewing national fuel reserves and have already imposed fuel rationing in several areas. Officials have capped how much fuel certain vehicles can purchase after fears of supply disruptions triggered panic buying and stockpiling. Long queues have formed outside petrol stations in the capital Dhaka, with drivers waiting for hours to fill their tanks.
Yes, of course, any increase in fuel price will put us in big trouble. The fare will not increase for our trips. It will be disastrous. I hope at least the price remains steady. Otherwise, we, ride-sharing service providers, will be in trouble.
In Vietnam, meanwhile, the Trade Ministry has urged businesses to allow employees to work from home to reduce the fuel demand. While in the Philippines, civil servants have already shifted to a 4-day work week as authorities attempt to cut national energy consumption. In the capital, Manila, motorists have also begun lining up at petrol stations amid fears of further price hikes.
Right now, we're having trouble filling up on fuel because the prices are rising, and there are a lot of people fueling up. We've been hearing that prices would increase.
Does Russia hold the key to bring an early end to the war in West Asia? Its status as a preeminent player came to the fore yet again, with the U.S. President Donald Trump having an hour-long call with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. This marked the first conversation between the two leaders in 2026. While Trump claimed that Putin wants to be helpful, Kremlin went a step further. It affirmed that Putin is ready to mediate in the Iran conflict. As per Russia, Vladimir Putin outlined a number of ideas aimed at resolving the Iran conflict as quickly as possible through political and diplomatic means.
The Russian president set out a number of considerations aimed at the swift political and diplomatic settlement of the Iran conflict, taking into account the contacts held with leaders of the Persian Gulf states, with Iran's President Pezeshkian, and with the heads of several other countries. In turn, the U.S. president gave his assessment of developments in the context of the ongoing U.S.-Israeli operation.
This call assumes special significance as it comes barely a day after Putin expressed unwavering support to Iran's newly elected supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei. But this is not all. The U.S. has chosen to involve Russia despite reports indicating that Moscow provided intelligence to Iran, helping it potentially locate American warships, aircraft and other assets in West Asia. So far, Donald Trump has made light of this allegation, saying that even if Moscow is giving information, it is not helping Tehran much. Now, why is Russia's role so significant? At a time when oil prices have remained highly volatile, almost reaching $120 per barrel a day, earlier, Russia becomes vital, remember, to ensure the stability of oil prices. And this is because it is the third largest oil producer in the world and accounts for about 11% of the world's crude oil supplies. Remember, Russia, along with Iran and Venezuela, are the world's top producers of heavy crude oil, and that is exported to many countries to be processed by their refineries. With growing supply chain disruptions due to tensions in the Strait of Hormuz, oil refineries designed to process heavy crude oil may just have to largely rely on Moscow now. For instance, US has given a 30-day waiver to Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. Putin is seeing a golden opportunity here to woo Europe as well in the wake of this crisis. He's held a meeting to discuss the state of the global energy markets and expressed willingness to supply oil and gas to European countries, providing that they're willing to work with Russia.
If European companies and European buyers suddenly decide to reorient themselves and offer us long-term, stable cooperation, free of political considerations, then of course, we have never refused. We are ready to work with the Europeans. But we need some signals from them that they are ready and also willing to work with us and will ensure that stability and reliability.
With Donald Trump announcing that US may remove oil-related sanctions from certain countries, the European Union has described Russia as the only winner in this war. It still continues to oppose removing sanctions on Russian oil.
So far, there is only one winner in this war: Russia. It steadily undermines Ukraine's position by flouting international law. It gains new resources to finance its war against Ukraine as energy prices rise.
With Moscow and Tehran sharing close ties and Donald Trump's working relationship with Vladimir Putin, it seems that Russia will leave no stone unturned to assert its global clout amid the West Asia war. We earlier spoke with Aaron David Miller, who's a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. He told us how Putin will benefit from Donald Trump's war against Iran.
I think the reports are he's supplying Iranians with real-time intelligence, number one. Number two, he's clearly benefiting from, look at the Trump administration is considering granting waivers on sanctions on Russian oil. This is an issue that affects India for sure. I think Putin benefits from the distraction that this war has caused from Ukraine. It benefits from the increase in oil prices. And I think Putin's main objective is to make sure that Donald Trump remains solidly in his corner.